Tightening up that formation. Come on, hang off the fence, everybody. These are finals. The prestige of the weekend. It starts here in this final. Rotax Max Heavy, brought to you by Flooring Extra. Coming down to face the start. The formation looks fantastic. The starter's surely got to be happy with that. Lights out. Let's have a look at that front row. Higgins. Huge start for Higgins. Takes the race lead. Urban back to... Higgins, a little bit of steering swap. They're all getting a little twitchy. Remember, it's 26 laps. These guys will be set up really loose early on so that these come for the first time. Urban in second. Higgins. About 7th place on the grid as Urban now goes through to the race lead. Keister's fighting it out with Higgins. Wow, it's all on these opening couple of laps here for this Heavies title. They know what's at stake. Whatever happened before, it's history. Now 4th place is the 33 of Bouchard. But it's the familiar sight of the deadly card out in front. Ryan Urban. And it's all about whether Higgins can go with him. Higgins has just got to push like he's never pushed before. Keyston 3rd. 4th place, 33 Bouchard. Well, Higgins had a great start. Urban fought his way through. And what a great start as well from grid 7 for the number 7 of George Keys from Southland. Puts himself up in with a chance of a top 3 podium. 4th place, 32, Aaron Black. Now Blackie's another one that had to start from the rear. Both of them making good starts. Bouchard's in behind in 5th. 6th place is the 6 of Waters. Then it's the 8 of Carter in front of 99 Godwin. Well, Urban's not getting away too far. We're almost 5 laps in. And Higgins has just got to try and stay within distance. Can't really afford to let him get more than 8 kart lengths away. Keister's got to work with him as well in the 7. The last thing Higgins needs is Keist to be throwing the wheel up the inside to slow them both down, because that would just play right into the hands of Urban. 22 to go. A long, long way to go yet. Round through Southern Paints to the MKS infield. Well, that's where Higgins just closes a little bit on the race leader. And to be honest, I think the race lead shrank a little bit on that previous lap. This is not what Urban wants, but it's certainly what we want to see here up in the galleries. We want to see this taken to the fight. All these drivers will have these karts super loose. They'll only just start really coming into some grip now. We're only, 6 laps into this. $20 laps to go. Still Higgins 2nd, Keyston 3rd. Black's in 4th, Bouchard 5th. 6th place is Waters. Godwin 7. 8th place is Carter. As they go back down through that sweeper at Macaulay Ford. Higgins has just got to absolutely stamp on the loud pedal. 19 laps to go. The top 5 have got a full-length lead on the Scott Waters from Southland, the MKS kart shop driver. They have just absolutely gapped the rest of that field. Urban's still out in front. He'll know what's required. Keister's dropped off the back a little bit now from Higgins. It's allowing Higgins to focus on the 90 of Urban. As now the 32 of Black goes through for 3rd place. Keister's gone back to 4th. What can the 33 of Bouchard do about it in 5th? Well, Urban had a look over his shoulder then. We're almost 10 laps into it. And you've got to wonder whether Urban is just maintaining the gap or is he pushing hard? It's kind of hard to tell right now. Richard, just give me an indication on the lap times at the moment.
So they're trading times at the moment. That last one round, best times for both Higgins and Urban. Urban 33.430 and Higgins a 4.98. So within a few hundredths of a second, but they've just been trading times, and I think that Higgins is keeping him honest here. I don't think that Ryan's holding back at all. That time by a little bit slower, 4.61 for Urban and a 4.99 for Higgins. So
just talking to Richard through the live stream then, he was saying that Higgins is keeping Urban very honest in those lap times. As you can see, they've been trading fastest laps between the pair of them. And just quietly, he feels that Urban's having to push right now. He's not being conservative because Higgins has got pace. And that gap certainly hasn't grown, nor has it shrunk too much either. And we got 16 to go, so we are definitely 10. No, we're 11 laps through now, 15 to go. Lap board just changed on me then.
And 33.52 for Higgins in that time round, which is half a tenth faster than Urban, so he's closing, gap's down to 0.9.
So Higgins taking half a tenth out that time. It's not enough though, he's got to try and find a tenth a lap really. He needs to be there within 5 laps to have a go at this New Zealand title. Urban dictating race pace in front, 14 to go. Bouchard grabs the ripple strip in his pursuit of 7 of Keast. Black in third. Maybe Black's the one we need to keep an eye on because he's in third and he could start moving up forward towards the 83 of Higgins. Out the back still, the 8 cart, Ian Carter. Keast has got his hands full holding out Bouchard. Well, Bouchard, fastest qualifier yesterday. He's had a 3rd place and a couple of 4ths. Now he finds himself down in 5th. He won't want to go backwards in the final, but that's possibly the case as we are half race distance in the first of our finals. Rotax Max Heavy brought to you by Flooring Extra. And Higgins, has he made inroads?
The gap's getting smaller.
The gap has decreased.
Fastest lap time, the cart number 32, Aaron Black, 33.396 that time.
I said keep an eye on the 32 cart of Aaron Black. He's just set the fastest lap time of the race. Blackie in third, pushing hard on the 83 of Higgins. And Higgins is closing in now on Urban. We are going to have a race on our hands here in the first final. I'll tell you what, if Higgins can grab a New Zealand championship, well, basically if anyone but Ryan Urban takes the title here in this class, it would have been a massive upset after what we've seen so far today. But you never know what Urban's got up his sleeve. He could have his cart set up to come on in the final 8 laps of this race. You just don't know. He's so good, so consistently fast. Black is coming. Still that great battle for 4th and 5th place. Here comes Bouchard up the inside, throws it down there on the 7 of Keast, makes the pass, takes him wide. Keast keeps his foot hard on the loud pedal and goes back through for 4th. Remember, all these top 6 are going to grab a trophy tomorrow night at the podium presentation. Inside, outside, Bouchard. And look at our top 3. Well, if you're not already at the fence, I suggest you get here pretty quickly. We've got 10 laps to go, sprint race distance. Severite blasting panel and paint New Zealand title, the first final. Higgins was quietly confident in the interview earlier. He knew he had pace. Ryan Urban alluded to it in his interview as well. And when Urban tells you you're fast, you must be. Keast is in front of the 33 of Bouchard. He just can't find a way by. He's been there for a long time, lap after lap, trying to find a way through. 4th is better than 5th in a national championship, but it's not as good as 1st, 2nd or 3rd. We've got 9 to go. Round through turn 1. There's surely only about 6 or 7 cart lengths And Black is still pushing as hard as he can there in third. Aaron Black from Dunedin, the Mag and Turbo Dunedin racer. Down the short back straight to turn, the final turn with 8 to go. We are 2/3 race distance. More than 2/3. Told you I had bad maths. Oh, Richard, is that it looks like the gap has decreased just a little bit more. It must surely be down to like 0.6 of a second.
Yes, spot on, mate. It's 0.6 back to Higgins, and he's about half a tenth faster each lap.
Well, how was that for a good guess? We've just lost the number 8. He's come down the chute early, Ian Carter. The gap has decreased to just over half a second between first and second. No, never today have we seen the gap that close. 7 to go. Urban takes a look sideways. This is about when he'd like to start relaxing and just bring it home, but he knows he's got to push and push and push because Higgins is doing that. Higgins can sense a New Zealand championship. It's not beyond reach, and neither is it for Black. If anything should happen out in front, should Higgins throw a wheel up the inside and compromise the pace of the front two, you know who's going to pounce in third, and that's the 32 of Aaron Black. Bouchard still cannot find a way past Keast. Well, Keast has had 4 times, I'll get this right now, 3 times in the top 4 for the number 7, and guess where he is right now in this final? He's in 4th. 6 to go, and Higgins is there. He's almost there. It's about 0.3. He's made 3/10 up in the last few laps, and now Higgins is within a kart length or 2. This New Zealand Championship is on. Black needs to find another 10th or 2. He might just drop out the back. Look at how fast Urban is through the infield, though. This is where he keeps stretching away. It's the 83 of Higgins that's got the straight line pace. He's able to close up down into turn 1. He's got to get close enough on Urban down into 1 to have a charge down the inside. That's where it's got to happen for the 83. 4 to go. Black in 3rd, Keast 4th, Bouchard 5th. Last step on the podium, back here in 6th place is the 6 of Scott Waters from Southland. Again, they run through the infield. Time is starting to run out for Higgins. He's got to find that little bit extra, that little bit of magic that a New Zealand champion has to lift their performance, lift their game, and grab a New Zealand title here today. 3 laps to go. About 2,000 metres of racetrack. As Bouchard again still pushing on the back of the 7 of Keast. Keast has had a great race. He's withstood so much pressure lap after lap. But Urban, perhaps just that little bit too strong on the infield. If Higgins can get closer through the infield, he's going to have a chance along the main straight. And he closes again to within a bumper. They come off that turn at the sweeper. Higgins almost there. Is he in the draft? Can he get a draft this time down the main straight? 2 laps to go. It's game on. And for the first time, we see Urban go defensive down into 1. And Higgins is there. And here comes Black as well. Blackie's in there with a chance. And Higgins goes deep to try and gather up some speed through Southern Paints into MKS. Round through the infield down to Macaulay Ford. Game on. A 3-kart freight train. What a way to start the finals. Coming down the back straight. 1 lap to go. Ryan Urban trying to make his 10th New Zealand title. Goes defensive. Higgins goes wide. Tries a big switchback. Urban's going to go a little wide off turn 1. Higgins is there. Black is there now as well. They go back down into Southern Paints. Here comes Blackie up the inside. Aaron Black. I told you don't discount this man. And he's back in it. Has he got the run? Does he know the secrets of the racetrack as they take the final corners? Through Macaulay Ford. Down onto the short straight. And here comes Blackie. Has he got it? No, he can't do it. Ryan Urban's going to take a 10th New Zealand title. Blackie comes home in 2nd. Higgins 3rd. Bouchard's going to take 4th. Fifth place will go to Keast. A top 6 will go to Waters. How about that, race fans? That's New Zealand Championship for you. Incredible. Fantastic driving. Well, you heard the applause of the gallery for the Dunedin-based driver Aaron Black as he made his way through for second. Fantastic. Richard Moore, what a way to crank out our first final.
What an incredible start. If that's just a taste of what we're in for this afternoon, it's going to be pretty special.
Mate, I'll tell you, that really got my blood boiling.
That was fantastic.
Could you tell?
The enthusiasm. The feel for Higgins, he really worked for that.
You know what, at the end of the day, I think he'll be happy, you know, that he's got himself a podium.